Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Antonia, and about 8 months ago I bought a MacBook. If you guys haven't seen the video, I'll link it up here, but 8 months ago in July I bought a MacBook Pro 13-inch, 256 gig of storage. I'll put all the specs in the description anyway, but I thought that I would just check back in 8 months later and talk to you guys about whether I thought it was worth getting this MacBook, because Apple products aren't cheap. This is my baby. I got this case off of Amazon for literally £15. Personally, I use my MacBook for editing and for schoolwork. I'm in university, I'm a third year medic. That's what I predominantly use my laptop for. I also use it to edit my YouTube videos as well. So I'm just gonna go through some pros and cons that I found personally with this laptop, and then at the end of the video, I'll talk about whether I thought it was fully worth getting it. Let's just get into it. At the top of my list, I've written that it's so light. I had a massive 15.6-inch HP laptop before I got this laptop, and the difference is just outstanding. It's so lightweight and easy to put into a bag. I can fit this into like even some of my smaller rucksacks as well, and it means that I can take my laptop with me to placement. I'm in hospital pretty much all the time, so if I have some downtime I can bring it in and do some work on it, watch some YouTube videos on it, you know, just bring it in and use it. On the off chance that I'm actually in uni as opposed to a hospital, I can bring it with me to lectures, I can go to the library with it. It's so convenient to just throw in your bag and take with you. The battery life as well is so good, so I think they advertise that battery life is around 12-ish hours, and I found that I can take my laptop out and use it all day. Of course, it will run down the battery, but I've never had a time where my MacBook's died on me when I've been out of the house, which is so useful, especially when I need to do work on the go. Startup's really quick, so my old HP laptop, sometimes I was waiting for ages for it to boot up, and for it, even when I've logged in, for everything to open so that I can actually use my laptop. Whereas with my MacBook, I open it up, power it on, and within seconds I can start doing whatever I need to do on it, which is really good. I got the 2019 MacBook Pro, and I know that that particular MacBook with some other MacBooks have an issue because they have the butterfly keyboard, but touch wood, there is wood onto this side. I haven't had any issues with my keyboard as well, and I know a lot of people don't like the fact that it doesn't stick out as far as normal keyboards, but I actually quite like it. I have a keyboard case on my laptop anyway, so it's even more depressed, I guess, but I like the keyboard. I haven't found any issues with typing with it at all, so maybe that's just personal preference. Multitasking is fantastic. I love being able to have a window dedicated to work, so I can have Safari on one side, OneNote on the other side when I'm making my notes, and then I can switch over to another desktop screen where I'm looking up other things as well, which is just sick. I love that because my old laptop, if I had more than a couple of tabs open, it just crashed, or it just run really slowly. But I have had any issues where my laptop has crashed because of multitasking, which is sick. Personally, I have a lot of Apple products. I absolutely love the way the Apple ecosystem works so fluidly. My texts are coming to my iPhone. I've got the iPhone XR. I love the fact that they just come straight onto my laptop as well. So if I'm working and I see a message come in that I need to reply to, I can just reply from my laptop. Same with AirPods connecting seamlessly to my iPhone and to my MacBook as well. I just think it's so useful, and it's all the little things that you can do on your MacBook that I find really nice. You can scan documents in via your iPhone to your MacBook, which has been really useful for me because I've had a couple of applications I've needed to do where I've needed to scan in some documents. I just really like all the little things you can do, and when I first got my MacBook, it was definitely a steep learning curve. I definitely found that it's very different to using a Windows laptop, but once you learn all those little things, it makes life so much more convenient. My MacBook has the touch bar, and I know that a lot of people are divided on the touch bar, whether it's useful or not. Personally for me, again, haven't had any issues with it, and I just think it's a nice add-on. Of course it's not essential, but the touch bar is so good in my opinion because it has loads of different specific actions depending on what you're using. So if I'm editing in Final Cut Pro or in iMovie, the touch bar actually allows you to be able to like cut clips and trim them, rotate them, do this and that, and I think you can customize what it does in these like certain apps as well. So I haven't, but I just find it really useful that I can literally cut a clip by just pressing on my touch bar. If I'm playing music for my Mac and I'm typing, you can set up your touch bar that you can actually control the music as well, which I know people will say there are other ways to do it as well which come with laptops without touch bars, but the added convenience is just nice. So I like that. One thing a lot of people had said when I was researching whether to get this MacBook or not was the fact that you only get 2 USB-C ports on the side, like here and here, which when I first got the laptop, I can't lie, I thought that, oh gosh, maybe they're actually right, maybe I shouldn't have gotten this, but it hasn't been a problem. I used to use USB sticks a lot when I was using my old laptop, but I moved all my notes over to OneNote and OneDrive, so I don't really use them that much. Even when I need to use USBs and I'm trying to import data from like SD cards and stuff, I have this little attachment thing, which I picked up for maybe, I want to say like 10 Canadian dollars on Amazon when I first got it. It comes with 2 USB-A ports here, an SD card port and a HDMI port on the end here, so if I need to use any of those things like an SD card or a normal USB, I can just connect it via this. I don't really use this much other than trying to take things off my camera onto my laptop, but yeah, very useful. Another thing I know people talk about a lot is storage. So my MacBook has 256 gig of storage. I haven't really had an issue with storage. I haven't run out in the 8 months I've had it. I do have an external hard drive, and I'd really recommend, if you're thinking about getting a MacBook, I'd recommend getting one. This is a 1 terabyte hard drive. I think I picked it up for 45-ish pounds on Amazon. Again, I'm switching between like pounds and dollars because I study in the UK, but my family lives out here in Canada. I have a recent backup on my hard drive of like my computer just in case anything was to happen, and I keep my old videos on there as well just so I can not clog up my laptop with that. I would suggest getting a hard drive because I know that my laptop would be a lot more full. Okay, moving on to the cons now. The camera on the MacBook. Ugh, not great at all, I can't lie. But I don't really use that very much other than FaceTime, so it's not really a problem for me. It's not like I'm trying to film videos with that. I guess it'd be nice with the amount of money you're paying if you could just get a nicer camera, but it's not really much of an issue for me in reality. The App Store on MacBooks is just not very good. The App Store on phones is normally quite good, so I thought they'd be the same on MacBooks. It's not, it's a bit rubbish, but in reality, if you need to download things, you can just download things off the internet. I downloaded apps like Skype and Origin off the internet. You can bypass that, you don't have to use it, and to be perfectly honest, I don't use it. The price. This is a very expensive laptop, and I guess that's one of the biggest cons for me, is that it was really expensive. That is frustrating. There are definitely cheaper laptops out there. Cheaper laptops that would have fulfilled the needs that I wanted personally in my own laptop. Perhaps not, to be honest, but there are definitely cheaper laptops out there, so that is a big con. And I guess other minor things like sometimes you'll have connectivity issues. There'll be some points where my AirPods won't connect as quickly as I'd want, or won't connect to my laptop at all, which is a bit frustrating. But like I said, that doesn't happen all that often, to be honest. And it's one of those things where not everything works perfectly all the time anyway, so it's not a major issue. It's not as though I've had any major issues with this laptop. So I guess that the major sticking point would be the price. So do I think that it was worth investing in this beautiful machine? Well, I feel like I'm giving it away a little bit. I personally think yes, if you have the money, and I stress if you have the money. I saved up for this laptop. I've been saving. I worked throughout my gap year, so I had a bit of money from there. I work while I'm at uni. I haven't stopped working actually since the age of 17. I've always had like a part-time job or something, so I had money saved away and I invested in this laptop. If you don't have the cash to buy it, don't, because there are cheaper laptops out there. But if you have the cash and you have Apple products, I'd really recommend it though. It is expensive, but I have so many friends around me who have had MacBooks for really long periods of time, and they seem to survive quite well. Obviously I haven't had this MacBook for the years I've had the HP laptop for, so time will tell, but I'm optimistic about it. I like this laptop and I'd recommend it for you guys. That brings us to the end of the video. If you like it, then feel free to give it a like, subscribe down below, leave any video requests that you particularly want, like if you want a what's on my MacBook video or something like that, feel free to leave that down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.